What's up, y'all?
Woo!
Came in on my favorite part, sales.
Well, we were talking about shipping in the beginning, and everyone's like, "Don't talk."
Yeah, you
about
missed
that.
the shipping conversation.
That was
Good. You
I
did
might as well
good.
just leave right now. I missed the shipping part. Fuck.
What's
That's like
your
how Hector
favorite
comes in
part?
glowing blue.
Yeah,
That's right, baby.
Hector, what's your favorite part of
I can change it
like,
up
creating
to
a
the-
comic?
Favorite part of creating a comic when it's finished. No, I'm huge like storyboard artist. Like I like to get a lot of content in like that first stage, just to get like a lot of ideas developed, and that's kind of that's kind of the best part for me, because I really like to ideate, and you know what I mean, and just get everything kind of on the table, whatever I want to see, whatever needs to be seen, things like that, get it all done like really in that first pass. So that's probably my favorite part, like the early work, the thumbnails, whatever you want to call it, storyboards, pencils, that kind of stage. But I also just like how it all comes together. So I work for a company in New Zealand, and we have, various positions and roles and stuff like that. And, once I hand it off, it's out of my hands, but then I get to see it, in the final stage, and it just always kind of comes together really amazingly. And I love that part too, just to see like how everybody else has thrown in their own kind of artistic interpretation into it.
Nice.
I kind of already knew that answer. So. I would ask about world building, but we're not going to get too much into that because me and Dan can talk about that forever, like maps and stuff.
Well, so should we maybe talk about, because we're talking about, like your 100th episode, should we maybe talk about kind of legacies, the kinds of things that you build towards when you're creating and whatnot? Because I mean, that's something that you guys are doing with your 100 episodes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good title for this episode too.
Yeah, the legacy
right.
episode.
Yeah.
Chuck does it again.
He's not just an editor.
Actually, I don't remember which episode, but a couple episodes ago, we were talking to somebody, and we were kind of discussing how, when it comes to independent comics, right, one of the biggest things is trying to make sure that when you're creating comics, you have to get through a few of them before you really are going to succeed. Like, no one creates one comic and succeeds. And I think like the general rule was like 5 comics before you start seeing like some traction. And so I was just curious what other people thought about that. Like, what do you think about? Do you think there's a certain number of comics you have to create, or a certain amount of time you need to be in the industry for you to really grow? Like, is it 5 comics or is it 5 years? Is it, what do you guys think about that?
I don't know if you could put a real time frame on it. I just think that I can tell you my own personal experience that you just have to be willing to learn and be open to knowing that you don't know everything, and that there are people out there. Like, I can tell you right now, again, I'm going to mention Chuck just because, Chuck and I have got a good relationship when it comes to stuff like this. Most of the original Heirs of Isildur books and Tales from Nocturnia have colored word bubbles and different things like that. Some people really like it. There's a lot of people that are not big fans of it. And Chuck has mentioned to me before about, I'm not understanding why you guys have made the choices that you made in the word bubbles. And, we kept it how it was for a couple of the titles, but with Heirs of Isildur, the Perilous Prospects, with it being a new story arc, we decided to go more traditional on the way that the word bubbles are. And Chuck's comment to me the other night was, I think that was a great decision. Chuck didn't push the envelope. He didn't say what he really thought. He's probably like, dude, these word bubbles look like crap. And if you don't change this, it looks like a bunch of colored garbage. I'm not saying he really felt that. I'm not saying he felt that. But what I'm saying is that because he gave constructive criticism, that was given in a way to say, hey, you know what? You should consider this thought.
Yeah.
So that you might be able to make your product better in the long run. If you don't consider it and you don't use it, hey, that's on you. It's all good. But you might want to consider this because it might help your product go to the next level. And Steph and I, looked at this one. She's always been on the side of Chuck and basically allowing me to force the issue with the colored word bubbles. But with this one, I'm like, hey, you know what? Let's go completely traditional and make it like that. And the reaction so far has been where people seem to have liked it a lot more. But I think that plays more into what the question was, Dylan, where it's, you have to be willing to learn and listen with constructive ears when you're starting, and not feel like, hey, this is the most amazing thing that's going to change the industry. Because I'll tell you right now, The first comic is absolutely not going to change any industry. You're just going to be jumping in and getting your feet wet, and you have to find the people to listen to, period.
Well, it's funny. I think that there's definitely not a time period. What it is you have to have done enough things that people go, "Oh, this motherfucker's probably going to stick around." Like they're taking this seriously. So like for some people that might take a couple years because comics are expensive and it takes a while. It might be like someone like Dustin, who in his first year fucking pounded out a shit ton of books, and you're like, "Oh, okay, this dude's serious." So it's not the same for everybody. It's really all about kind of how you attack the industry and what kind of stamp you're trying to put on it, and that will happen for different people at different times with different number of books. But yeah, it's almost never the first book.
Yeah, I was going to weigh in on that too, that exact same topic, because it's a very awkward conversation when someone comes in and they're like, "Hey, I'm having a hard time. Did you have a hard time too?" And you're like, it's different for everybody. It's different because it's not just we all hate to say it, right? But it's on the table. Not every idea is a great one. You know what I mean? So when you come in and you're like, the listener did well for me, comparatively speaking to most of the industry, but it didn't do what BGD did for me. You know what I mean? And and it certainly didn't do what If It Hops has done for me. You know what I mean? So it's a very interesting conversation when you look at things like, because you try to judge. The worst thing we can do is measure ourselves to other people. You know what I'm saying? It is, as much as I look up to people in the industry and I appreciate their work and stuff, I don't compare myself to them.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of them and I'm happy for them for the things they've created, and I'm in awe by it. But I never go, "Oh yeah, well, how does Greed stick up to, Heirs of Isildur?" I don't do that. I can't. It doesn't work. Or what about the listener in Belial? I don't do those things, because you're being unfair to yourself. Not just them, but you're being unfair to yourself, because I appreciate it, Tim, because you don't know if you set your bar so high and you come in and fail. It's okay to fail, but if you set your bar that high, you're going to hurt yourself, like mentally, spiritually. You're gonna smash yourself. I have a great friend in this industry right now that is amazing talent that is constantly beating themselves up, right? Because they're just like, I'm not getting there. Cool, you just haven't hit that space yet. When you hit that space, you'll be fine, But like, we went from, oh my gosh, 3 of us, me, Heather, and Eric Viola, putting together the listener in issue 1 with Kyle doing the lettering, and we had a handful of cover artists, right? To 36 members of our team right now. You know what I mean? It was in a year. Not everybody does that. You know what I mean? So I can't be like, let's go, and harp on people and tell them where they need to be at or how they should feel at any given time. Because there are days when I sit and I cry and nobody knows it. You know what I mean? Because I don't know what's the next big portion? What do I hit next? What am I going to write that's going to blow this out of the water? Because that's my own crutch. I'm hard on myself like that. But you don't want to do that. You don't want to beat yourself up. You don't want to judge yourself compared to other people, because the only person you have in your competition with is you. That's it. No one else is your competition.
100%.
These cats are your peers, man. Yeah. What they do should lift you. You know what I mean? Don't ever feel like you're in competition with these dudes. Because I tell you what, no one else writes bunny books. Not like me, anyway. You know what I mean? No one else is putting out dinosaur books like me. You know what I mean? If you find your niche, and that's where you judge your level of success.
Yeah. Be better than you were last week.
Absolutely, dude. Yeah. Be better than you. So anyway, I'm going to dip out. I know there's a bunch of cool folks coming to hang out with Greg. Congratulations again, guys. And it's always such a pleasure to see you guys. It really is. If you guys ever want to hang out, pitch your books, shoot some shit, we do a show on Friday nights. It's a lot of fun. Comics Unbound. We have a great time. We bring on folks from Australia, the UK, and stuff to meet fans in the US, as well as introduce you guys to US writers and creators to people over there so they can start checking out your product. Anyway, I'm out. Have a great day, guys. Best wishes and best of luck on all your campaigns. and we will catch you guys shortly. See you on the road, guys.
Good seeing you, Matt.
Later.
Yeah.
It's a very succinct answer. I think he made a lot of really great points there, and I think to weigh in on that and just to, I guess, I don't know, put my 2 cents in. Someone who's had really great success like that, like has had a short period of time where they've accomplished a lot, and then from someone like me where I've been trying to break into like the indie kind of marketplace for quite a while. I think it's just about having all the right like foundations in place as well. So when you can look at your product, you can see actually all the flaws in it. Like, and you've learned from like other people, you've learned from the industry, you've done a ton of research, and like, okay, this might be the reason why my book is not, or why I'm not as successful as I want to be. And I think that's really important too, to just have. What is going on here?
I think someone's got the live stream open.
Not on my end. No, just being able to have like a step back and zoom out from your specific creative process and just zoom out and be like, okay, like this is the product in general, and maybe what's keeping me from being successful, and not being like stuck in your own head and thinking like, again, not every idea is going to be great, not every part of your book is going to be great, not every there's components to it that once you have all those components in place, at least you're in the position to be successful. So you have to put yourself there first, and then once you're there first, then you can it can go wherever it's going to go. But yeah, it's absolutely different for everybody, and I think it's not easy for anyone, for sure, and it's just kind of a crapshoot when you are able to be successful in kind of a short amount of time.
Yeah. Just to hop off the back of those comments, I think progression is key. Like seeing progression between work from book to book. Definitely. I want to make each piece of work better than the last, so that when people are picking up, they're like, okay, they can see a clear progression. Then they know that the next book, or even, I wonder what it's going to be like, 3-4 books down the line. And I don't mean just in terms of the series, because obviously I want the series to be consistent, but each project, I want each project to progress. And I think, like Hector said, looking back and seeing all the different elements, especially when you're doing it yourself, and seeing. I don't know if there's a lot of feedback. Is that from me? I can't tell. From someone. Okay.
Oh yeah.
But just analysing all of those aspects, whether it's the writing, whether it's the art, whether it's the storytelling, whether it's the the genre or whatever it is, and trying to do different things.
Just
like
Sopranos,
there we go.
Just went to cut the black like that.
That was very cinematic.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
That's what I was going to say too. Is just about consistency, and how important that is. You could have a good story and then gain a lot of momentum, but you could lose it very fast if you don't have that consistency going. You know what I mean? So I think having that is super important.
Yeah, I was going to say back on that the concept of the 5 comic books. I think that's more of like just I think the point's more knowing that you're not just going to create one comic if you're going to be a real creator, and the idea of having like just knowing like if you go into creating comics thinking your first 4 will be terrible no matter how good you work on them, and your 5th one's going to be like that first one that kind of gives you hope that you might be a good comic book creator. I think it's a nice way to like really have people like have a set goal, so that they're like, okay, I need to like suffer through this at least this many times before I'm going to make something that's worthwhile. I think that's also just like kind of piggybacking off what you guys have been chatting about, but like it's almost like a mindset of knowing like you're going to have to grind to get to that point of a quality piece of work.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'm going to drop off, make way for someone else. Good to join you all, and have a good day. Congrats on 100.
Thanks for joining us.
Nice meeting you, man.
Thank you.
See you later.
I just kind of stopped thinking about this last month. Like, it's been 6 years since I started doing this, and seems like a long time, but it really doesn't at the same time. It does kind of seem like a struggle every time still. Some things are better than other things. It isn't always going to be a straight line. It's sometimes things are more popular, and then you do something else and it's not as popular, and it's just the way it is. But I think I gotta go actually. So to say bye to you guys, and thanks for having me on. Happy 100th episode.
Yeah,
Take it easy.
Thank you.
We have 9 more days on 2 Tales magazine, so check that out, 2tales.com.
See you later, Joe. Hope you enjoyed the fact I put a top hat on just for you, man.
Keep killing it, Joe.
Oh. Wavy, wacky arm. Man.
There you go. Hey, welcome you guys.
Welcome.
Didn't know if I'd be able to get on here, so.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah,
first of all, I want to tell you, Greg and the SeerNova crew, happy 100th episode.
Woo.
So.
Made it.
Good job, guys. So.
Yeah, thank you.
I'd have a drink for you, but it's, well, I guess it's not too early.
Never too early.
5 o'clock.
Never
So
too
see you.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
That's right. Exactly.
Hey guys, can we all mute for 1 second just so we can figure out where the sound's coming from?
Yeah, I
It's
was gonna say that, but
it's coming
Matt's
through
the
really
director
bad on
here.
the feed, and want to make sure everybody can hear what everybody's saying. So let's all mute at the same time and see if we can figure it out. Okay, I'm back off of mute, so it's not.
I'm back off of mute.
I'm off.
I'm off.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, I think so. I hear the clicking now. It's not as aggressive, but yeah, I definitely hear it there.
Maybe it's my headphones now, too.
I'm off mute.
Is that better?
Hello?
I hear,
Oh, it went away now.
the clicking's gone, and yeah,
Oh,
it's just
okay.
background noise now. That's all.
Okay.
Sorry,
Demetrius.
I'm at a full convention here, so.
All right.
Oh wow.
Awesome. What show you at, man?
I'm at the Halls of Heroes right here at Elkhart, Indiana,
Oh, that's cool.
and it is full of beautiful people
Nice.
getting their geek on with the comics.
Greg, maybe we can make them full screen. You can do a quick little pan around.
Yeah, I can do that. Hey, how's it going? Yeah.
Got to get consent first before you film anybody.
Let's do a pan here. I don't know if I can. I can't flip it, but yeah. If you look over here, actually, I don't know if you can see over there. Doug Jones from Star Trek
Hey.
Discovery is over there signing. So we're doing our thing.
Awesome.
Okay. All right. Now I want. Yeah.
Just walk around, Demetrius.
I wish I could.
Give us the tour. Yeah.
We're at a con right now.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
at a con.
You don't
Can you
need to be
go-
at your table making sales. Forget that.
Yeah, I'm making.
Yeah.
I'm making a sale right now. So
Can you
That's our
find the
100th
dollar bin?
episode.
Put it on
say
speaker
again?
so we could talk to all of them.
Whoever you're making a sale to, tell them that Matt and Chuck said, "Hey, what's going on? Good purchase."
hey,
Yes, I did.
Matt and Chuck said, "Hey, you're making a good purchase. We're live. We're live. Say hi, everybody.
Hey.
All right, they represent me. All right, that's how we do
Buy
that,
two.
people.
By two.
Like, dude.
Double up.
Okay, good.
You guys still don't hear the
Thank
static
you.
anymore? I still hear them. Like,
Oh,
Yeah, it's like buzzing occasionally.
mhm. All right. All right. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sorry. My name is Demetrius Witherspoon, and I am the creator and is that me?
I don't think so. We've had this issue before you
Yeah.
came on.
Okay. All right. You have a good one. This is my sci-fi series, Submerged Universe, that I wrote and directed. It started with 4 films, and it's about a lady that gets thrown into a multi-universe, and she has to find her way out and find her child. And because of this submerged experiment, when we go into the future of that on Echo 51, Light thinks she's the last of her species, and then she finds this android that changes her whole world. And it leads into our next film that's coming out this summer, Submerged Blue Star. Now, I'm doing this for you guys and everyone on this podcast, but we also have people looking at the Submerged universe and checking out everything.
I love that you were pitching to us, but you have people in front of you who can buy.
Yay, you know, we got to let everybody know how we're doing this. So
there you go.
But yeah, we have those films, and now they're leading into our comics. And so we got the Light comic, we got 51X. She's an android that is struggling with her humanity, but now she comes up against a seemingly unstoppable force when she goes on her first mission. And so now, we started on Friday, we have the Figure. He's one of our fan favorites, and hopefully you can see that there. He's on Indiegogo. We just started that, and we are about to do his very first standalone comic. Actually, it's going to be 3 issues, but he is a black scientist that finds a biotech suit that not only will help to save his family, but also helps save the multiverse if everything works out properly. So those issues are going to be three of those coming out. We're running the Indiegogo now to get those printed and out with some cool perks. We got our action figures of. We got the action figures.
Nice.
Let me do that. Here we go. Yeah.
dope.
That's cool.
Of the figure. His nemesis was just made, and that's coming. All right, let's do this again. And so that people can go to Indiegogo right now to the Figure issue 1, and help us support us get that out, because when you get into that epic world, it's going to lead you into our animated series that we're about to do on the Figure also, which will be coming out next year.
Nice.
Also, the one thing that Demetrius forgot to mention was happy 100th episode, SeerNova.
Yes. Let me get that in. Let me get my breath.
Let me get that in.
Happy 100th.
He said it, you just didn't hear it.
Yeah, I said it so quickly. But you guys are rocking it, and we appreciate all that you're doing. For all us creators, we need this kind of platform so everyone can see what's going on, and we have a chance to give back, because we're learning as we go. And so I know I'm learning as I go. So whatever I can give back, I can. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Nice. Looks great, man. Looks great.
Yeah, man.
Well,
Awesome
thank you.
work,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good luck at the show today, man.
All right. Thank you so
Yeah,
much for
fun.
having me on. And all you creators, keep rocking it. Peace. Thanks for getting submerged.
Take it easy, bud.
Oh yeah,
Nice
look
to
at
meet
that.
Yeah,
picture.
baby.
All right.
So what's up, Luke?
How's it going, guys? I'm glad to be here.
So tell people a little bit about you.
About me, well, my name is Luke. You can find me on Instagram at @LAndersonArt, and I have been with SeerNova for quite some time, since I probably had no right drawing comics for a company when I was first learning, to currently when I feel like I've gotten pretty good at it. Most notably on their platform, I illustrated the remaster for Seer Chronicles 1, which looks amazing, and I'm really excited to get in the mail. And I'm currently working on a new project called The Dragon Dilemma, which I can tell you a bit about if you would be interested.
Yeah.
So The Dragon Dilemma is a high fantasy story about a man's dream to achieve feats and means beyond the mortal coil, and it is a cautionary, tragic tale of a hero's downfall due to their own over-ambition, their strive to achieve something beyond what they were meant to. The opening excerpt, which kind of ties together the entire theme, is that The dragon is the apex predator, a true being in all its means. It can flatten mountains with its wings and raise forests in its fiery breath. Before a dragon, none may stand. But one day, from the dragon's fire was born a phoenix, a being with the ability to reincarnate. With its collective wisdom and experiences, can the phoenix ever surpass the dragon? And if so, at what cost? So that's kind of the pitch for Dragon Dilemma. And I'm currently have almost the first issue done. I just got to get it colored. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Nice.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Peter wants to introduce himself because he totally forgot.
Yeah.
And Tim too.
Being too wacky, wavy.
Because
My time's coming. My time's coming.
I had to get that blood going to my head.
Hey guys. Hey Chuck. Hey Matt. Hey Timothy.
Hey.
Hey Greg.
What up?
And everybody else.
Hello.
I'm sorry if I haven't met you yet, but I probably will.
Honorable mentions.
Eventually.
So,
We'll all
Peter,
meet each other eventually. So
Well, it's a small group, you know.
yeah, for sure. So I duffed it and didn't introduce myself when I joined. So I'll only take like a second here. And anyway, my name is Peter Welmerink, and first and foremost, I'm a writer. Did some prose writing back in the day, and then got into writing comics a couple years back, and have my Big Jack series. It's on issue 3, which will be the final book in that series with that character. But now since and I've always loved comics, so this is kind of a dream come true, and also very stressful, but whatever. Anyway, but it's kind of given me the urge to continue to do writing in the sequential art medium. So yeah, and Big Jack issue 3 Kickstarter is live right now until the 26th. That's Big Jack issue 3.
I love that. Big Jack.
I had said this. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm done.
Tim, go ahead. Introduce yourself as well.
I'm Timothy Fling. I'm the first and foremost. I want to say congratulations, the 100th episode.
Yeah.
Well done, guys. I'm a fan of Greg and Dylan both. You guys know. So, yeah. I'm Tim. I'm a writer. I'm from York, Pennsylvania. I write a couple of comics. My main goal today is I'm promoting the Water Wars, which is coming to Kickstarter, the triumphant return on March 8th. Feel free to take a look. It'd be great if you could follow along. And I'm trying to spread the love, too. I'm just meeting some of the new creators here for the first time. I know a couple of you guys. Peter, I know very well. I should mention we're doing a crossover episode between Big Jack and Water Wars. Well, it's not really Big Jack necessarily. It's in Michigan, though. It's Michigan.
There you go.
But I will say that, I'm real grateful to have you guys, and the support of the indie community has been great to me. Really means a lot to me, guys. I'm not too different from Peter. I started this really just a couple of years ago, and this last batch has, I'm having a pretty good month, right? I got the story in the Cthulhu book. I got the next Water Wars coming out, and also you can order the Antarctic Press version. Actually, I can order that one now, I'm pretty sure. That's Planet Comics number 8, which is, more of the stories from our science fiction world gathered together in an anthology format.
We're Planet Comics brothers.
Yeah, that's right. I got a couple label mates. Yeah. Sometimes I guess chapter mates they call it, right? And I got to be honest, I got really lucky. I got really lucky on a couple of things. I met. Well, actually, I've never really met Ben, so to speak. We live in an online world, right? So you got to maximize your connections. So I just reached out to a couple of times. And I said, "Hey, man, I know you're not looking for submissions at the current moment, but hey, I'm submitting stories. What do you got? Because I'm looking for distribution is kind of my deal." And every time he's been just great to work with, and you get paid a little too. I got to get to where I'm, it's like a percentage, right, over 6,500 copies or something. And I'm not hitting those kind of numbers, but I will now that I'm figuring out the angles of how you do this. And I thought he was real helpful as far as, to get these stories out there. And for me, it's a matter of that's how I can get books to the West Coast. I'm certainly not going to any conventions farther than Baltimore myself. So it's one more avenue, and having a little bit of success with it, at least these first 2 months. If the rest of the year went like this, I'd be pretty happy. But but my next 2 big steps are the next 2 issues of the Water Wars series, which we listen to the audience. That's what seems to be playing right now. At least my crowd's following it, and I'm doing fairly well with them. So you'll see that coming. One's coming out of the pipe right now. That's Tuesday night. You'll see that go live, and then number 4, I gotta imagine, is going to be June or so. And that's my story. I'm also a big fan of Greg and Dylan too, because I heard him mention earlier, this is the place where the map nerds hang out. And I don't know how the rest of you feel about these maps. We call them the tactical maps. Hey, I'll tell you what, I'm doing my Kickstarter stuff. I'll show you one, because Peter's on here too.
And I love maps.
Yeah, that is the chrome enhanced,
gorgeous
tactical map.
I think that's the one you were mentioning last time. I don't think you had it printed yet, though.
Yeah, but you see, it's a little bit hard to display, but you see, it's printed in 2 layers, and you can see the top layer's got sort of a shiny logo kind of a deal going on there, and the key events. And
I was thinking that from Firefly.
What's going on with flesh eaters in this? I want to know what.
Yeah. Well, the West Coast is rapidly shaping up to be the villains of the Water Wars universe. I'm sorry about that, West Coasters, but I had to put all the bad guys somewhere, and they're going to be pretty vile and reprehensible just the whole way around.
Wow.
Hey, we should introduce Christy now then.
Yeah.
There you go,
Go, Christy, go.
Yeah, go.
People are kind of amazed, like how I put myself together, and they say it's like this vile thing, like it's supposed to be like I'm supposed to be Pigpen or some shit. So, I'm actually the authoress and creator of Demon Bitch. Usually, I'm actually more eloquent, but I've had a lot of stuff going on. I actually got a new position, and I'll tell you about that later. But I just do Demon Bitch. She's a low-level demon from the 13th pit of hell, where people throw their dog shit and gum wrappers. And she wants to bring the second time to Armageddon, but the first one never happened because she's stupid. So I'm making a new book called Triggered. I release a graphic novel every year. You can catch Demon Bitch on Webtoon. You can go on Linktree, find all the stuff I'm selling and all my portfolio. I'm open for commissions and other work. I've worked well with people. I think I've worked well with Chuck. I worked with you. There was one other person that I worked with. I don't know if I worked with you and Greg. I think we talked about it anyway, so I couldn't remember. I'm sorry. It's like been a lot of stuff, but I've done a lot of stuff. So check it out. I'll be at WonderCon, and then I'll be at Gem State Comic Con in April. And I'm running an event called Asian Invasion, which is over in the Comic Bug in Manhattan Beach in California. And that'll be on the 19th. So you guys can friend me on Facebook and all that. And I just constantly am posting shit that I'm doing. Also, I just got elected as president of CAPS, Comic Arts Professional Society. So that's
congratulations. Yeah,
it's like this. We have animators, but it's not animated art. It's like sequential art, like syndicated strips, comic work. We've got a few writers in here. Let me actually also pop it in because we're trying to go and expand from LA
that's what he said
domestically in worldwide. Yeah, I know. Now I'm saying it too. So there you go. Ain't gender specific or some shit. But yeah, you guys can check it out. I know we've got to update the site. We were actually really inactive due to COVID, because we couldn't do really events or anything. So we've actually are looking for members. The next one we're doing is Ontario Comic Con in Ontario, California, not Canada. And we'll have a table there. I'll be there along with one of the board members of, let's say, Jose Pimenta. Brad will be there, but he'll be tabling at another table. He has another table, but he'll be there as VP. And I'll be there as well as another member of ours, Eddie. So there you go. Yeah. So what we do is just we work with all the comic book creators, distributors, things like that. We're trying to build a network as well in that regard.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I've also put up my Kickstarter up there as long as that. So go follow the Kickstarter. So when it's live, it's going to be $322.
Okay. Cool. Good luck.
Thank you.
Excellent.
I already like Demon Bitch. I'm already sold.
Yeah. Follow the Kickstarter. You can get triggered, and I'll sign the book. And I'm going to say if we hit past a certain, one of the stretch goals is making it a hardcover. So like if you take somebody,
nice,
cool.
Yeah,
You could
get 'em
throw,
in the book.
throw the book out
Yeah.
the window and clock somebody.
Perfect. Well, hey guys, before anybody else jumps in really quickly, I'm gonna head out. But I just really quickly want to just kind of outro this because I've been networking with SeerNova since they kind of started, and just to see how you guys have grown and stuff, and like, I mean, just the community of people that are sitting right here and throughout the the 100 episodes that you've done, all the different topics you've talked about, all the different people you've connected with. It's really, really amazing to see how like far you guys have come. And just congratulations on getting here. And I know there's so much more, on the horizon. I'm actually going to be working with you guys on a book, so I'm super excited about that.
Nice. Congrats.
So yeah, dude, epic. You guys, I love you guys. Obviously, like we did Chronicles of Horror together. We've taken on quite a few challenges as a platform. So just keep trucking, man, and keep doing what you guys are doing. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.
Thanks, Hector.
Later, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think Hector was either the first or the second person we ever spoke to.
It was Luke, and then it was like Hector.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So yeah, it was the second person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, so this is the SeerNova 100 episode podcast. But what we haven't really heard in yet is we haven't flipped the script and asked you guys questions about your 100 episodes. So in the previous 99 episodes, what are some of your favorite memories? What are some of the things that have happened that you thought that was really cool? Or what are the things that you've learned? So there's 3 questions in a row right there for the SeerNova guys. What have you learned? Who have been your favorite people to have on? And what have been some of your favorite memories?
Yeah, Dylan can unmute himself so he can go first.
I just said Greg. I said Greg, go. But yeah, I guess I can go. So some of my favorite episodes, honestly, have been really when we first started off, we were basically just interviewing people. We didn't really know what we were doing. But as we went along, we started, honestly, the more we learned about the comic creation process, the better our questions got during interviews. And then eventually we really started getting into, asking more specific. So like, I've loved our conversations on world building. I still remember that one of our comics completely, we restarted it from what we were going to do for our comic because of a conversation with Ed Jowett. So like, we actually talked with him. We basically were, I think we talked about releasing independent comics and how that really develops. And when you go back to the first comics that really became prominent, the action comics, the detective comics, and how, they were really built and they were launched talking about how there was no backstory. It was just an interesting character, and you really just drew someone in. And then after years of really being drawn in on this character, people are like, what's his backstory? And so our first issue of Ink, we were starting off in the origins, and people loved that one. And they're like, where's the second one? Where's the second one? And as we began to write the second one, we had that conversation with Ed, and we immediately were like, no, we're going to skip a bunch of stuff and just jump into where we were excited to get to, because the reason we love the character is because of all the stuff we've been discussing. So we're just going to bring that up to the forefront. So that was definitely one of my favorite episodes. The world building, I know even talking with Timothy, a lot of the world building has been excellent. Discussing, learning about new comic genres, a lot of people just think comic books, superheroes, but learning about, the sci-fi comics, the fantasy comics, obviously the Chronicles of Horror, so horror comics, learning about that. I think actually, and coincidentally, speaking of another favorite, talking with Chuck about a lot of the editing and being humble enough to realize no matter how many times you edit your own comic, it's impossible to get as good a feedback as you can from somebody else. And I know Greg knows, but when he first started writing all these comics and we were first getting them drawn by, creators, they weren't, the quality was a certain level that we hope to never fall to again. And basically that mostly came from just the inexperience of writing a comic versus writing film, storyboards. So I know that was a huge thing, learning the difference of how to create comics and learning about world building, learning about character development. And honestly, that journey, discussing it with people, learning with Greg has been, absolutely incredible.
I'm sorry, when I saw Jeff log in, I know you were talking about this very touching thing, and it was and me laughing inappropriately. That was because Jeff went on and said "stupid kids," and I started laughing.
I love Jeff Weber's Stupid Kids.
Excellent.
Automatically, I just thought of the stupids. That's all, and I started laughing my ass about that shit too. Anyway,
Evil garbage man.
Hey, I'm gonna back out so you can get somebody else in here. I know you got like probably a lobby full of people. So good luck with all you guys, and again, happy 100th episode. Thank you thank you for having me on the couple times that you've had, and hopefully we can do it again. I'm sure I'll be seeing all you guys somewhere somehow. So
definitely. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
See ya.
Yep.
Greg, do you want to have Jeff introduce himself first, or do you want to?
Yeah. Stupid kids.
Hey everybody, how's it going, guys? I've been listening to the show. We had Jam-packed studio, so I couldn't get in at 12, but I'm happy to come in now. So, hi, I'm Jeff Weber. Congratulations, SeerNova, on your 100th. That's awesome. So,
thank you.
So glad I could be a part of this, and I enjoyed talking to you on our previous episodes, and looking forward to hearing what you guys do in the future. Stupid Kids, I put that in there. That's going to be my next book. Maybe, hopefully late April. We'll see. Look for it. I'm sure I won't be quiet on social media about it when it's out. It's going to be an anthology, and once you hear the subtitle, it becomes crystal clear what it is. It's True Tales of Reckless Youth.
Oh, the stupid shit we all used to do. Like the thing is, like when I was a kid, a little girl, I really actually didn't do too much stupid shit. I mean, I'd set fires in my backyard, but I knew like setting a fire like would create a wildfire with all the dried oat grass. I knew I'd get into trouble, so I just do it on the concrete.
Is it?
But then I grew up having a lot of guy friends, and they would do tons of stupid shit. I said, "Yeah, you know you're gonna get hurt." Yeah, they did it anyway. So yeah, I told you, you fucking idiot.
So was it just anything stupid that like a kid did, like when they were younger? Because like I can name a few things that I've done.
That's the beauty of this book, is as soon as people hear the concept, they immediately start telling me like several of their own personal.
I just love the irony of him having kind of come onto the scene, creating a book called The Scientists, and now he's moved to Stupid Kids. I mean, come on, how is no one saying that?
I gotta go from the opposite extremes. My first book was about really smart kids. My follow-up book's got to be about really stupid kids.
But Jack, they do stupid shit all the time. Like we go around and then I go like, stop fucking trying to have sex with her. Damn it. They're fixed, by the way. But cats do stupid cat things, you know.
So yeah, we got it's an anthology book. We got tons of great stories. I got my own story about the time I stuck a wire in an outlet.
Fucking smart.
We got all your favorite creators are going to be there. So be there or be square.
That's funny as fuck. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I've done a couple dumb things when I was a kid. Like I was on my like one of my best friend's cars. He was like driving it down the street, and I was like on the hood, like holding onto it while he's driving like 30 miles an hour down the street. I wouldn't recommend doing that, but I did. And his dad came out as I was screaming, and he's like, "Get off the car!" And then I let go as he hit the brake, and I flew off. And I just like hurt my elbow for like 3 weeks, and I didn't tell my mom about it. She's probably a terrible mom for not even knowing that like my arm was hurting. But yeah.
Oh, so I have another story. When I was a kid, I got into a fight with a girl. And I lost because I couldn't put my shit down. So every kid, this was junior high, so this is a long time ago. So anybody think I start fights? No. So what ended up happening was that so this kid, like every kid picked on me after that, and I was getting really pissed off. So imagine like in junior high, like how you are as an adult, and then in junior high you have even a shorter fucking fuse than you even have now, like just tiny. So I was a really angry kid, and this kid named Casey Wanless, now I remember his fucking name, Jesus. He was 3 times my size, and I was scared shitless of him, big white kid. And he started fucking with me in class, and he was the very last person. And I was so angry that I just launched myself at him. And I don't remember much. We were just slamming into desks and shit, but I was that fucking pissed. I was just hitting him. I mean, I'm not going to say it's this whole dramatic thing. Oh, my fist. I was just so angry. I was just hitting him. I think he was hitting me, but I think if you got into a fight in school, you kind of get into that mode, like you feel it, but you don't feel any pain. And I was just so angry, and they kind of like pulled us off each other. And I talked to a teacher while he got detention. Well, my mom never knew about it until much, much later. And I told her, well, got into a fight with a guy in junior high. And I told her what happened. And she's like, what kind of boy would like hit a girl? And I'm like, well, Mom, to be fair, I punched him first and I bloodied his nose apparently, because that's what I heard later. And she was like, good.
Matt asked sorry, that was a good story. I like that. Yeah. Matt asked 1,000 great questions, and Greg is trying to fucking duck them, and I noticed. And so I'm going to point the finger, whichever finger you want, at Greg and say, answer the fucking question, man.
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Fight him. Fight.
I actually like the one episode with Matt and Steph when they were on, not to
that one?
Yeah, butter you guys up. But I had a sunburn, so I was like all sunburned from being at my brother's bachelor party that day. Yeah, I remember the day and everything. So I came back from his bachelor party and I was completely burned. So I was like trying not to move in the chair while talking to you guys. So that was fun. And then another one was probably just Chuck teaching us about like the turn pages. He also did that off of our podcast. Like we actually had a meeting and he was like, this is how you're supposed to do a comic. I was like, oh. So and I think one of our comic, I think like the first Seer Chronicles, it didn't like have that turn page kind of effect, and when you should, if you can. Now we do. We definitely do. So we actually number it and all that stuff. It's awesome. So yeah, learning from that is pretty cool, and just can you teach me the comic? Yeah, so those are pretty cool. There's a lot of cool guests that we had on. We had Hector on a bunch of times just because we didn't have anybody that wanted to come on. So I'm like, all right. And we just had people from our platform at first because we didn't know that many people. And then when we started like getting into the community, then that's why you should get into the community. So yeah. Did that answer all of your questions?
Answers a chunk.
Yeah, a chunk.
But that brings up something that I was talking about recently on a panel. We were shilling our Kickstarters and showing Kickstarters off. And I said at the beginning, look guys, this video is going to have a half-life of like 3 days. So this video is only going to really be good for you and your book and your career and all that shit for like 3 days. But all the people in this panel, and of course right now we're hanging out with the boys from SeerNova, what they do for you and the people that you meet on these shows and all that kind of stuff, that stuff can last your career. So sitting on here and just talking about your book and paying attention to your stuff isn't actually going to help you at all. It'll maybe get you, $50, $100 on your Kickstarter or whatever fucking bullshit. But hanging out with these people, learning from them, networking with them, later on doing crossovers with them, all that kind of stuff, that will go on forever. And so that's what's important, and that's the gift, Greg and Dylan, that you guys have given to us by having this platform and bringing all these people on. You allow us to meet one another and to learn from one another and all that kind of stuff. So thank you guys for that.
That's funny that Chuck just said that too, because I know I told you guys our campaign ends at 9:00 tonight. And one of the things I'm doing right now as we speak, I'm writing a column called Reflections. And when people are doing these kind of campaigns, everybody out there that's not the 9 of us that are sitting on this thread think all we're doing is begging for money. That's not what we're doing. We are we are hoping that people are going to take a chance on something that we invest 24/7 in every single day during the campaign and every day prior to that to get it ready. And what this reflections column is about is looking at what happened as a time capsule. I'm sure every one of you guys can look back and go, yeah, I remember what was going on when we ran the Belial campaign or Chronicles of Horror. This thing happened in the world, or this thing happened in my life. And you kind of gauge your own life as a time capsule based on the things that were happening during the campaign. And if you guys know anything about what's going on with me recently, yeah, obviously my brother literally died in the middle of the campaign, detoured me, because I'm not going to say detoured what was going on in my life for a week, literally took me to Charlotte, North Carolina for a week in the middle of a campaign. If you guys want to hear two things that are going to be in here, that is one of the wildest things you'll ever hear. So 2 campaigns ago, the main musician with me on Heirs of Isildur, Corey Steger, died right before the campaign. So my brother died on February 15th, which was Corey's birthday. We are ending this campaign today, and Steph's like, look at what showed up in the memories. Corey, the last time we saw him, when he recorded his tracks for the album, which he died 11 days later, were recorded 1 year ago today. So March 6th of 2021 is when Steph and myself and Corey and his best friend Rick all were here, whether it's in the room or video chatting. Little did we know that was the last time that we were going to see this man alive. And so it just goes to show how much of an impact that these campaigns can have outside of just the book, just the words, just the lettering, that there are real world things that you can gauge in your own life with that. Like I said, I'm writing this column now because I want people outside of us to see there's so much more, just building on what Chuck said, than just the book. In the end, the book is unimportant as much as you love it. It's more about the relationships you build with people, the legacy you're building, and the impact you're having on people's lives. So I just wanted to build on that, Chuck. Sorry for being a downer, but
we're not talking about shipping.
Christian should introduce himself.
Okay, Christian.
Oh,
Chris,
hi.
how you doing?
Happy to join you guys. Yeah, I heard that. That sounds like quite an emotional ride.
Yeah.
Very
now
much,
pep
very
everybody up.
Yeah. Am I supposed to introduce myself?
Yeah.
Do a little.
Oh, okay. Christian Alawash, and I'm a professional artist and author. And I wrote a book called "It's a Living Surviving as a Freelancer in the 21st Century," based on coming on 20 years as a freelancer, starting out in Canada. Oh yeah, you got it. Signed copy. And then I just finished a book for on cartooning that's going to come out this year, and it's a how-to instructional book. And yeah, I'm a working artist and happy to join you guys. I've talked to Dylan and I'm trying to
He's definitely doing it on purpose. He's just like, that other guy. Yeah.
I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. I just chatted with you on text. Now I have to visualize it. But I could read it. It's really small. Greg, yeah. So yeah, that's it. I don't know. And then I just had a book club, so that's why I'm outside. They were gonna get rained out, but then they ended up having this little picnic. So I came out and just taking a breather with you guys.
Nice.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming. What's your
Congratulations
favorite
on 100 episodes.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So now that you introduced yourself, what's your favorite dinosaur?
Favorite dinosaur?
Yeah.
The one that they don't believe in anymore.
Which one was that?
You know, the one that got canceled?
Which one's all of them?
I know about
Well, yeah,
Pluto,
there's like
but that's the planet.
the one with the long neck. There was 2 of them had slightly varying names, and then 2 discoverers, and then apparently they decided that one of them never existed.
Like the Brontosaurus or something?
I think so, yeah. What? It's one of those. I forget the name.
There's Brachio and I think there's Bronchiosaurus, right?
So did they do to the dinosaur what NASA did to Pluto?
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say.
And my favorite planet is Pluto.
Oh, it is the Brachiosaurus. They're so far it's still real, but they think that it might not be. So they haven't like completely gotten rid of it yet. I just looked it up, but it said there's a good reason why people think that it's not real.
It's so weird.
Because sometimes I think like when they first started discovering those things in earnest, they some of them got the skeletons mixed up, so they put the two skeletons together and they went like, oh fuck, and it turned out to be like different parts of different dinosaurs already discovered or something. I mean, they've gotten better at it now, but this was like from the Victorian era to like the 1900s, and then the 1970s and stuff. They had better technology, and now like up until the 1990s to the 2000s, then they discovered, some of them were jumbled up with other shit.
Yeah, the Brontosaurus is the one they jumbled up. So Brontosaurus was believed to be in a Potosaurus, mistakenly classified as a new species. The long-necked, long-tailed, 30-ton Brontosaurus is one of the most famous dinosaurs of all time. And if he has most paleontologists, it's not real.
Well, I also heard that there were no dinosaurs, and they just assembled a bunch of people bones into shapes.
Yeah,
that's something I heard.
And Taylor was talking about giraffes. Giraffes are just horses that like to be choked. So that's not even a thing. That's like, he's talking shit over there. No, they just love getting choked.
Look at the Santa Barbara Zoo of the giraffe. It looks fucked up. Like it's got that weird kink in its neck and shit. It's like I've seen
It's got a lot of kinks, man.
it's like this. Like literally when it was a baby, it just fell over, and they said, "Oh, it's okay." And then as she grew up, she's like,
Maybe that's all it is. Its head got stuck when they were pulling it out. That's how they made a giraffe.
Yeah,
that's why I can't bend its neck. It kind of just flops around like that. You ever see like two giraffes fight each other? They just like throw their necks at each other. It's ridiculous.
Dude, funny.
Right?
It's like they're like that. Like, wow, you herbivores. No wonder y'all
get a room.
Why do you think that one monkey has a red ass? I'm telling you, guys, these guys are fucked up.
This is coming from a guy that thought Demon Bitch was sex positive. I sat there, I'm like, what?
I wasn't wrong.
Remarkably sex positive. I'm like, I don't know, I'm making fun of a fucking idiot. Okay. I was kind of surprised. Like, as I said, like if you guys ever read Demon Bitch, or if anybody's ever read any of your IPs, I'm sure all of you have had that. It's like they read it and they say, well, it's this type of thing, and like I never actually thought of it that way, but sure, okay.
I feel
like the whole sex positive thing with Demon Bitch, she's a hoe, but the thing is that she's like a disease-ridden hoe going around being a hoe still. So that's not really. I guess that's sex positive. Like, do sex responsibly.
Do it your way.
Yeah, do it your way. Mickey McDonald's. That's not a good recommendation, actually.